Let brotherly love continue. Welcome to Short Points, where we share thoughts on the Sabbath School lessons. We have been doing this format with my friend Tsetso since 2013, and it has been quite a journey. Tsetsu, however, will be unavailable to continue with his contributions at this time, so things will be changing a bit, and in the next few months I may be experimenting a little with the format in an attempt to find an appropriate setting. Nevertheless, the goal remains the same, and it's to share some of the main points from the lessons that impressed us, well, me at this time. So, back to this week's study. We are at the end of a 3-month study on the book of Hebrews, and the message is addressed to early Jewish Christians who are going through times of persecutions and hardships and whose faith is being challenged. Paul is encouraging them by going through a fascinating journey of reminding them the foundation of their faith and how Jesus makes all the difference in our world. However, when we are in a tough situation, when we are tired and discouraged, we lose sight of real things, real faith, real values, the things that make a difference in our relationship. So, at the end, Paul spent some time to remind and encourage them in some very practical areas, like caring for people, being sensitive to each other's needs, being ready to share our possessions, to serve others. Hospitality and caring for prisoners are specifically mentioned by Paul. But today, for some reason, being socially active may mean mostly being vocal about certain issues and at the same time completely not caring and mistreating others. We live in a very strange times and things are not straightforward, I understand, but it will be good to spend some time honestly and deeply reflecting on our expression of such care. Now, covetousness and sexual immorality. Why do we do certain things? To satisfy greed, our passions, our indulgence? These things affect our capability to express brotherly love as they have completely different driving force. If we can't be faithful in our marriage and relationships, if we are motivated by love of money and possessions, how can we really care for others? Being responsible and faithful in our relationships, content with what we have, without jealousy and greediness, is Paul's encouragement. Now, he also asks us to remember our leaders. This may be controversial too, but they are old, they don't understand, and it may be true, but respect, be humble, appreciate, pray, care. No human is perfect, but their faith and their journey is the reason and source of faith for many others. Our leaders are crucial base of our communities. Paul also advises to beware of diverse and strange teachings. With so much personal opinions, hysterias, disinformation, the dangers for false teachings are today bigger than ever. We do need much more humility and to question often ourselves as we are so easily influenced by politics, fear, and so much more that we create our own bubbles of truth. Chances are that in many areas we are all wrong. For Paul, it's important that we don't displace the focus away from grace and turning it into some specific requirements that we need to observe. He's concerned that we can turn grace to something that we can earn and deserve. It is a challenge for us to realize that we need to surrender our struggling to defend the truth, to earn and deserve, and to let God change us, make us capable to bear good fruits because of His presence in our life. At the end, Paul makes a rather bold challenge, inviting us to step out of the camp. Go to Jesus, outside the camp. Now, this is not so romantic as it may sound. The camp was the clean and ordered place. Outside the camp was the mess, all the carcasses from the sacrifices and many other disgusting things. This is where the outcasts, criminals, and lepers were. This is out of our comfort zone. But this is also where Jesus is. This is the paradox. The common understanding was that God's presence was inside the camp. But it seems that now He's outside of it. I hope that you enjoyed this study of the book of Hebrews and that God spoke to you in a personal way this quarter. Think about these practical areas of this week's lesson as well. Because next week, we'll start a new quarter and a new study. It's on another book, the book of Genesis. See you soon.